Hey there! Welcome back to English Unveiled. I'm Elena. Today, we're going to talk about a problem that almost every English learner has, even if they never say it out loud. It is that moment when someone speaks to you in English, you understand the words, you know the grammar, but inside your head, everything just freezes. Freeze means your mind suddenly stops. You feel stuck. You want to answer, but your thoughts are in your language and your mouth is waiting for English. Maybe you felt it before. You're in class. The teacher asks, "So, what do you think?" Or a friend asks, "What did you do this weekend?" And inside your head, your thoughts are so loud in your own language, but the English does not come. If this happens to you, I want you to know something important. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not bad at languages. Your brain is simply using an old system. Today, we are going to change that system. We are going to start building something new, your inner voice in English. Inner voice means the voice in your mind, the way you talk to yourself, silently. And here is the big idea of this episode. You don't become fluent just by speaking English. You become fluent when you think in English. Ready to start building that inner voice? Ready to make the shift? Let's begin. So, why is it so hard to think in English? Why do we translate in our heads even when we don't want to? The reason is simple. When you start learning a language, your brain tries to help you. It uses your first language as a bridge. You hear a sentence in English, your brain quickly changes it into your language. You think about your answer in your language. Then you try to translate your answer back into English. This process is slow and heavy. It's like walking with a big backpack full of rocks. When you translate, your brain has to do 3 jobs: understand in your language, build a sentence in your language, and then rebuild it in English. That is a lot of work. No wonder you feel tired. No wonder you feel slow. But there is another problem. When you translate, your English becomes unnatural. Unnatural means it does not sound like something a native speaker would say. Because every language has its own rhythm, its own favorite phrases, its own typical way to say things. If you build English from your language, you are forcing English to use structures that do not belong to it. It's like trying to play piano with guitar movements. So, here is the truth. Translation is a useful tool at the beginning, but if you stay with translation too long, it becomes a trap. A trap is something that catches you and doesn't let you move. To escape this trap, you need a new default. Default means the way something normally works, the automatic mode. We want your default mode to be, I see something, I think about it in English. But how do we do that? How do we train the brain to switch from translation to direct English thinking? We do it step by step. We do it by building your inner voice in 3 simple levels. I want you to imagine that your English mind is a small house you are building. We will build this house in 3 levels. Level 1, naming. Level 2, narrating. Level 3, problem solving. These are not special methods with fancy names. They are just 3 natural ways your brain can think in English. Let's start with Level 1. Level 1, naming, training your brain to see in English. Naming means giving things their names in English. You don't need full sentences, just words. You look around your room and you say in your mind, table, chair, window, phone, cup, book, bed. If you don't know a word, that's okay. You can skip it, or you can quickly check it later and add it next time. This level is powerful because it is simple. It teaches your brain, when I see something, I can connect it directly to English. There is no translation. You do not say the word in your native language first. You just think, table. Like a child who grows up with English. Level 2, narrating, becoming the storyteller of your own life. Narrating comes from the word narrator. A narrator is the person who tells a story, for example, in a movie or an audiobook. In Level 2, you are the narrator of your own life in English. You take small moments of your day and you describe them in simple sentences. For example, when you are making tea, inside your mind you say, I'm boiling water. I'm putting tea in the cup. I'm adding a little sugar. Now I'm waiting for it to cool down. These are very simple sentences, but they are alive. They describe the present moment. The present moment means what is happening right now. When you do this, your brain begins to see, I can live my life in English, not just study English, live in English. This is a big step. Level 3, problem solving, talking to yourself about real life. Now we come to the deepest level. This is where your inner voice becomes truly powerful. Problem solving means you use English to think about your feelings, your worries, your decisions, your plans. For example, maybe you feel nervous about an exam. In your mind, you say in English, I'm worried about tomorrow. I'm afraid I will forget everything, but I know I studied hard. Maybe I just need to sleep early and trust myself. Here, you are not just naming objects, you are not just describing actions, you are working with thoughts and feelings. Feeling is what happens in your heart and body, like happiness, fear, anger, excitement. When you can talk to yourself about your real life in English, your brain starts to understand English is not just a school subject. English is a language I can live in. And that is when you start to think in English for real. So we have our 3 levels: naming, narrating, problem solving. Now let's practice them together in a safe and simple way. If you can, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Of course, only if it is safe to do that. We're going to practice all 3 levels together. First, level 1, naming. I want you to imagine your own room, not a perfect room, your real room. Look around in your mind. Now, very softly, in your mind or in a whisper, start naming the objects in English. Bed, pillow, door, window, desk, chair, bag, shoes. If you don't know the word, you can say, I don't know this one yet, and move on. That's okay. You are not failing. You are exploring. Exploring means looking around and discovering new things. Good. Now we move to level 2, narrating. Still with your eyes closed, I want you to think about what you are doing right now. Maybe you are sitting on a chair. Maybe you are lying on your bed. Maybe you are walking and listening with headphones. Now, describe your present moment in simple English sentences. You can say, for example, I am sitting on my chair. I am listening to a podcast. I am learning something new. I am a little tired, but I am also curious. Curious means you really want to know or learn something. Take a few seconds and narrate your own situation in English in your mind. Excellent! You are already thinking in English. Now, let's go to level 3, problem solving. I want you to think about one small problem or worry in your life. Not something huge or traumatic, just a small, real problem. Maybe you are thinking, I don't have enough time to study, or I am afraid to speak in front of other people. Now, I want you to talk to yourself about this problem in English. You can use this structure. I'm worried about. I think the problem is. Maybe I can. Tomorrow I will try to. For example, I'm worried about my speaking. I think the problem is fear. Maybe I can start small. Tomorrow I will try to say just one sentence in English to someone. Take a few seconds and do this in your mind now. Beautiful. What you just did is very special. You did not translate. You lived for a moment inside English. You used English to look at your life, your actions, and your feelings. This is what it really means to think in English. And the good news is, you don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to do it often. Often means many times, regularly. Now, I want to give you a simple, powerful challenge, a 7-day inner voice challenge. You don't need extra time. You don't need special books. You just need your mind and a little intention. Intention means a clear decision to do something. Here is the plan. Day 1 and day 2, naming only. At least 2 times each day, for 1 minute, look around you and name objects in English in your mind. On the bus, at home, at work, in the kitchen, just name what you see. Day 3 and day 4, naming plus narrating. Keep naming things, but also add simple sentences about what you are doing. I am washing the dishes. I am waiting in line. I am scrolling on my phone. Just small, true sentences. Day 5 and day 6, add small problem solving. Choose one small problem or decision each day and talk to yourself about it in English. I don't know if I should. Maybe I can. I think the best idea is, don't worry about perfect grammar. The goal is movement, not perfection. Day 7, 1 full minute of living in English. On the last day, set a timer for 60 seconds. For that 1 minute, try to keep your inner voice in English. Name things, narrate your actions, and maybe add one small thought or feeling. If you forget and switch to your language, that's okay. Just gently come back to English. If you do this for 7 days, something powerful will happen. You will feel that English is not only outside you, in books, videos, and teachers, it is also inside you, in your own thoughts. And that feeling is the beginning of real fluency. Fluency means you can speak smoothly and naturally without stopping all the time to think of each word. If you want to make this journey even stronger, I have a small invitation for you. In the comments below, write one simple example of your inner voice in English. It can be a short narration like, I am listening to this podcast and I am learning to think in English. Or a small problem-solving sentence like, I'm nervous about my exam, but I know I'm doing my best. Sharing this is not to show that you are perfect. It is to show that you are brave. Brave means you do something even when you feel afraid. Thank you for thinking with me today. Remember, you are not just learning English words, you are building an English mind. Clarity is a skill you can build. Practice smart, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode.